Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Sports Corner. I'm Randy Zemnick, filling in for Lindsey Petruni for this week's edition of Excuse You. Okay, we all think Kent State will make it to the MAC tournament championship game, but guys, who do you think there will be a dark horse in the tournament that could challenge Kent?
Well, James, my dark horse, if I had to pick one, is OU. Kent lost them earlier this year. They've had, 2 years ago, they lost to Kent in the championship game. They've been there before. It's just that program kind of, it knows what they need to do. 3 years ago, they won the MAC. I think it's going to be OU.
I would agree, but when they lost to OU, they lost to them earlier in the season,
Right.
in the beginning of the MAC conference or MAC play. You know who they have to worry about? I don't mean this to be a pun, but they have to worry about the Western Michigan Broncos as a dark horse because they lost to them last year big time, 79-57. Now, granted, they won this year, but they also were losing at halftime by 3 at home. Western Michigan, they have David Kuhl, who was 5 of 8 for threes. If Kuhl is on fire, watch out because Western Michigan has a better chance than OU. I don't think OU.
But I believe it was Williams who came up right after or second place Al Fisher in Play of the Year that really is bringing this Bobcats team. I think you're right, though. I agree with you. It was earlier in the year, but OU still could be dangerous going to the tournament. I do like your Western Michigan pick, but I think it's going to be the Bobcats.
I know Western Michigan didn't play the MAC East. That's obviously a lot stronger in basketball, but I'm telling you, Western Michigan had 11 wins in the MAC, and MAC is a good conference. So I can't really go with OU because they just don't. They're so off and on. You don't know about them. Western Michigan, I'm telling you, it's a team that you should watch out for.
And we'll wait and see.
Western Michigan, that's questionable, James. Flat out questionable. Okay, as we previewed earlier, the Lady Golden Flashes are currently in action against the top-seeded Bowling Green Falcons. Can Bob Lindsey's squad pull off the David versus Goliath upset?
Well, you're talking about a team for the last 4 years has won 106. I believe it's 106 wins in the last 4 years. You're asking me
that's impressive.
If the Kent State Golden Flashes can beat them. I have to go with no at first, but it depends on which team goes up. Is it the team that lost by over 25 points to the Bowling Green,
or the team that lost by 8 away?
You got to say no. You look at they won the Freshman of the Year award, Player of the Year Katie Archer, and they won the Coach of the Year Kurt Merler. How do you go against that team? I can't.
Bowling Green is the equivalent of what Kent State is to the men's basketball team in the MAC. I mean, the Bowling Green won the MAC last year and the year before that. They faced Kent, and the past 4 years lost to all 4 times. Bowling Green has been there before. Like I said, the experience factor is there. They've been nationally ranked before. I just don't think with these 7 or 8 players that Kent State has, they don't have one senior that can really bring this team to go.
Kent State has a future, but the future's not now. I think Bowling Green wins it.
No Bob Lindsey Kool-Aid. All right, at large bid, RPI's bubble teams, March Madness is less than 2 weeks away. So who do you guys give as your early NCAA tournament favorite?
Well, by now, anybody that watches Sports Corner knows who my favorite's going to be.
Boy,
North Carolina, #1 team in the country right now. How can you not go against them? The Sporting News just released, the National Player of the Year in Tyler Hansbrough. Even though many people don't really like Tyler Hansbrough, he may not be a great NBA player, but Tyler Hansbrough is there. Like, Ty Lawson is back. He's healthy. He's the #1 point guard in the country. He is there. Carolina has the experience. They have Roy Williams as the coach.
Are you done with the love fest for UNC? Because I'm going to tell you who's going to win it. You know what? It's going to be UCLA. You know why? Because defense wins championships. Ben Howland, since he's gone over to UCLA the last 2 of the last 3 years, they have made it to the Final Four. They're right on the edge, and they play defense where UNC plays absolutely no defense whatsoever.
And I don't like the love that, no pun intended, the love that Kevin Love is bringing everyone. I think he's the most overrated underclassman out there.
But
real quick, James.
You did not just say that about Kevin Love.
But real quick here, James, if we have a chance to talk about it, who's your pick as the mid-major team that could possibly do some damage or possibly go pretty far?
Possibly. I like Drake, the Bulldogs. You like another set of Bulldogs that could go.
I like Butler, of course.
Watch out for Bulldogs. That's what you got to say.
Listen, first off, you're both wrong. First off,
Randy,
North Carolina is not even going to win their tournament. Okay, Duke's going to beat them. Second off, UCLA is the biggest group of cheaters I've seen in my life. Cheating does not pay off, kids.
Randall, Duke can't do anything. If they're not shooting the ball, they're going to lose.
All right, it's enough. You coming up on Sports Corner, our pick'em panel is going to pick NCAA tournaments, and we have a SOT with Al Fisher. He's going to talk about winning the Player of the Year in the MAC. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Sports Corner once again. And now it is time for the greatest television in the history of the Western world, Sports Corner's Pick'em. This week, I'm joined by Jonas Wheel of Fortune, Mitch hanging with Mr. Cooper, and Drew, I do not drive a Miata. All right, let's get started here with our first game. All right, first game, MAC basketball powerhouses Bowling Green and Toledo take on each other in opening round action of the MAC tournament. And both of these teams dealt the Golden Flashes tough losses this season. Now, Jonas, here's my question. Who wins this game? But more importantly, who would you rather see take on Kent State in second round action?
You know what? Honestly, I think that, when you look at these two games, it really comes down to, you know, I think Kent State would love to see either of these teams because I think they're both licking at the chops right now to play this team again, play either of the teams again. But I really think it's going to be Bowling Green who comes out on this one. Bowling Green is one of the streakiest teams in the Mid-American Conference, and they're so young. They start 2 freshmen, a Knight and Jakubowski. They lead the league in blocks, and I think they can sneak up on people on any given night.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with Bowling Green. They've already beaten Toledo 169-58. They've got some quality wins over Belmont and Cincinnati and already Kent. And we saw at the Kent game, they have the ability to shoot the 3-ball. They are a lights-out team from beyond borders. I think that's going to put them over. I'd rather see Toledo, but I think it's going to be Bowling Green.
Well, guys, I'm going with Toledo simply because this is 2 bad teams playing each other. Let's not lie. This is a 10-18 Toledo team and a 13-16 Bowling Green team. It's 2 bad teams. When it comes down to a game with 2 not-so-good teams, it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be tough. They're battling for their MAC championship lives here. And when it comes down to it, Toledo has the tougher wins. The 3-point win over Kent State, the 2-point win over OU, and the overtime win coming off of this last game over Central Michigan. And Bowling Green lost 5 out of the last 7. They gave up 96 points last week to Buffalo. I don't see them coming up big, and I think Toledo's going to take them down.
All right, this just in, Belmont's a quality win. Okay, Big Ten tournament time. It will take a miracle for last year's winner, Ohio State, to repeat as tournament champs. There seem to be 4 legit favorites in the tournament: Michigan State, Purdue, Wisconsin, and the Kelvin Sampsonless Indiana Hoosiers. Now, Mitchell, here's my question. Which of these 4 teams do you see win the tournament, or is there going to be like an upset, like a Penn State creep up and steal the title?
I'm going to go with a miracle indeed, Randy. Anyone can really come out of the Big Ten. There's 4 ranked teams. Penn State beat Indiana. We saw that. But I'm going with Ohio State. You want to know why I'm going with Ohio State? They've struggled all season, but they now know they have to play to win. They are a good team when they play good. They've beaten Michigan State. They've beaten Purdue. I think they've proven finally that they can play with the big boys. I'm picking an upset in the Big Ten.
Are you listening to this?
Oh, the Bucks. I love the Buckeyes. I'm going with Indiana, though. I'm got to go with Indiana. Two of the top 3 leading scorers in the Big Ten, Eric Gordon, DJ White, the best rebounding team, the best shooting team as a team in the Big Ten. Just better quality wins. 2nd in field goal percentage, number 1 in points per game and rebounds per game. I just like Indiana, and I think the lookout for Purdue is my lookout for team, but I'm taking Indiana.
You know, it really comes down to 2 teams in the Big Ten. You have Wisconsin and you have Purdue. I personally am going with Wisconsin, because Wisconsin is a tough, nitty-gritty team. They know how to bang on the boards, and they know how to play tough basketball. When you're looking at Purdue, all they can do is shoot, and if they're not shooting, they're not going to win. And for the record, Ohio State, although I love the Buckeyes, is the softest team in college basketball,
Hey,
Mitch.
say what you want, Jonas. Say what you want.
Costa Kufa, 7-foot wimp.
Fad is a fading fad. That's all I got to say.
I love that motto, but they're not.
I do.
It's a down year for the Buckeyes.
Watch out for the Northwestern Wildcats. They're winning the whole thing. All right, okay, now to the Big East tournament. Georgetown won the tournament last year, and they won the regular season title this year. Drew, here's my question. Is this a no-brainer for Roy Hibbert and company, or do teams like Louisville, Connecticut, and choke artist Pittsburgh derail Georgetown's hopes and back-to-back Big East tournament titles?
I think that was editorializing over there.
I think so. Georgetown all the way. Georgetown, not a real flashy team, not a real in-your-face tough team like that, but they are the 2nd best shooting team in the Big Ten, the 3rd best 3-point shooting team in the Big East, the Big Ten. The Big Ten, that's the softest conference in the country. I think Big East is the most competitive conference in this country. Besides the Big 12, we like the Big 12 around here, but I'm taking Georgetown all the way.
Am I up next? Because you know what? I'm going to tell you you're wrong. You know, I got to go with Louisville in this one, just because Louisville is the most balanced team in college basketball. When you have 4 guys averaging at least 10 points a game, you can score with the best of teams, and Louisville is going to do just that. And they can grind a little bit with David Padgett down low. So, you know what? Louisville is going to be my pick in the Big East. And, you know, I think it is going to be a hard-fought battle. I think Georgetown is very good, but I'm going to go with Louisville in the end.
Louisville, a decent pick. But you know what? It is going to be Georgetown. I'm going to agree with Drew on this one. They only got 3 conference losses. 1 to Louisville, I'll give you that. But Roy Hibbert is a beast. 13.6 points, 6 rebounds. He is a big presence on that team. He's a big reason why they're going to do it. And they can legitimately play with any team. You watch them, they dominate. They're going to be the team to beat in the Big East.
As long as you guys believe yourselves, that's all that matters.
You should start believing.
Only out-of-conference loss to Memphis. What a division, though.
Have you all lost your minds? The man shot the basket from out of bounds. That is cheating.
Hey, if the ref counts,
They know how to win.
Somebody get this man a wine again. Maybe some French fries.
That is flat out questionable. UCLA, they're going down. They're cheaters. Kids do not watch them. Bad basketball.
Hey, they're winning it for Wooden.
Oh, my. All right, folks, that's it for this segment. We'll be right back here on SportsCorner. I'm going to
LOVE.